Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin in Campbell River tonight, where there was a showdown between anti-fish farm protesters and a political delegation from Norway. The politicians are members of the Norwegian Parliament, and they're here on Vancouver Island to learn more about local fish farming practices. Problem is, the protesters only had one message for them: get out. Dean Stoltz reports.
Fish farm protesters show up at the Campbell River Ferry Terminal. Plans suddenly change for a delegation of Norwegian politicians and BC fish farm representatives that was supposed to take a ferry to Quadra Island for meetings there. The delegation doesn't show up.
I would much rather be able to talk to them, but this is the only way we have to communicate with them, and I'm really sorry that they've decided to avoid us.
Bob Chamberlain is chief of a band in the Broughton Archipelago, where many fish farms are located. He's also vice president of the Union of BC Indian Chiefs. He wasn't invited to the meetings, but he's here looking for answers anyway.
There are far too many questions about the impacts it has on the environment. I believe that the disease information that's come out of Cohen recently is worthy of a really in-depth analysis of what's going on here for wild salmon.
Norway is a target because of its ownership in local fish farm companies. So then without them here, a kind of game of cat and mouse plays out as protesters wonder where the meetings are being held. A tip comes in that a local Campbell River golf course is now the location, so the protest quickly moves there. And within a few minutes, a bus with Norwegian officials does arrive, but protesters block it from entering.
Norway!
After a brief standoff, one of the most powerful people in Norway, the president of the Norwegian Parliament, steps off the bus to meet perhaps Canada's best known voice against fish farming.
And I want you to know that if we find that this strain of virus is from Norway, is European, there will be lawsuits. We just can't stop because the wild salmon are so important to us.
But obviously we have to take care of the nature first.
Nature first.
But then
we agree on that.
But then we also need to make opportunities for people to have work in their region. That's a dilemma.
Chief Bob Chamberlain does get invited inside and has a few minutes with Dag Anderson, who later tells the media he's not surprised by the protest.
But we also have the same difficulties. We have the challenge with the sea lice. We take care of our salmon rivers. I think that some of the debate is the same in Norway.
The protesters say they've made their point and have now been heard by the highest levels of Norwegian government.